Hey church family, Jordan here. I want to help prepare you for worship this Sunday, May 31st, as well as share about some exciting events right around the corner that will be coming up the following week. So this Sunday, it's a typical morning. It is a fifth Sunday. I'll get into those details in a moment, but we'll have Sunday school at 8 a.m. until 9 a.m. followed by two worship services. Our first one at 9:15 and then our second one at 10:45. And then that morning we will be celebrating, witnessing and celebrating baptisms together. So that'll be a joy to watch brothers and sisters be baptized. Also that morning, I mentioned it's a fifth Sunday. What this means is that during both services, we'll only be having classes for nursery. So if you have an infant through a 2-year-old, you'd be more than welcome to drop them off at class at any point during the morning. So during both of those worship gatherings. And then during the first service, children will be getting to sing two different memory verses, the memory verse for the month of April and then the memory verse for the month of May as well, and that'll be happening during first service. So Michelle Weisong, she sent out some instructions last week. I think she's planning to do that again for this week, just as a reminder. But what we would really like to see happen is if your child is wanting to participate in singing those verses, would be to check them into class. So check them at the check-in desk, take them to class, and they'll practice those verses a time or two before they'll be coming into the service. So they'll sing them into the service, and then after they're done, they'll come sit with you during the rest of the worship gathering. So again, that's just happening during the first service. So if you have questions, feel free to reach out to the church office, contact Michelle Weisong, contact Steph Goodwin. They'd be glad to talk with you about what that morning will look like. And then during the second service, we're just not going to have the children sing verses during that service. So a fifth Sunday, baptisms, kids verses, just the nurseries available for the duration of the services. So a lot going on that morning, a lot to look forward to. Later on that day, we'll have our final youth group on a Sunday evening for this current school year. So that'll happen at 6 o'clock here at the church building. Pastor Jake and his small group leaders will be ready to receive the teenagers and to fellowship together and to teach them. So, and then also that day is the deadline for the men's breakfast. We've been mentioning this for a couple months now. If you're a man in the church, whether young or old, and you'd like to come to that men's breakfast on June 6th, it would be so helpful if you could register for that. You can do that by going to christcovenant.org/events. Find the icon that has men's breakfast with the piece of bacon on the bottom. Click on that, follow the prompts, indicate who's coming, how many of you, and if you'd be up for helping set up or bring food. That'll just help tremendously for the morning. So the deadline for that is May 31st. So as you're hearing this, maybe go ahead and do that now. But that'll be June 6th, the following Saturday, 8 a.m. until 10 a.m. in the morning. So, and then the following week, so Wednesday, June 3rd, we'll be having our first Wheels Night of the summer. The forecast looks awesome. So what this is we block off a big portion of the parking lot, and this is an opportunity for kiddos from the church, friends, neighbors, whoever you want to invite to come and ride bikes, scooters, roller skate, whatever you want to do around the parking lot. So we block off a portion for people to park and a portion for the kids to ride. So it's a safe area, safe environment. So also we'll be serving up ice cream treats that evening. So there's much to look forward to. If your kiddo is planning to ride something, we'd highly encourage them to bring a helmet, and not just to bring it, but to wear it also as they're riding. So this is not a drop-off event. So this is a time for us as a church family to fellowship together, to gather, to encourage, to seek to build one another up. So the forecast looks great. So looking forward to that happening. Also that night is the first summer youth group. This will be happening out at the Dawson's house. So Will and Meg Dawson are hosting, so that'll happen at 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. that evening. So if you want more details for that, you could contact Pastor Jake. And then the following day, so June 4th on Thursday, we'll be having our first kids study. We'll be reading through the book of The Prophecy and the Hope, written by Marta Buchowski. This talks through portions of Exodus through Isaiah. So there's details on the website for that. The deadline is coming up for that. So if you have a child who's going into 3rd grade through 6th grade and you'd like for them to participate or you want to learn more, go to the website, the events page, click on the icon, so on and so forth. So that'll be happening at 9:30 until 11:30 on that Thursday morning. So And then also that day, another senior fellowship in the afternoon. You know what that's about. It's for the senior saints within the church to come, to gather, to fellowship, encourage, have snacks, to pray. So that's happening in the afternoon that day. So a lot going on, a lot more I could share about. As always, I'd direct you to the weekly email, to the church website, or feel free to contact the church if you have any questions. So looking forward to this weekend and gathering for worship together.